Let it roll. All right, guys, we got Aunt Belle, Mama Belle from Can River Lake today. She's gonna be talking about her experience throughout her lifetime of fishing and what she does as a fishing woman. So, Aunt Belle, where was you born at?
I was born near Derry.
Near Derry? And you lived in Derry all your life?
No,
No?
no. We moved from there. We moved up to Can River, just below the St. Augustine Catholic Church down there. And from there, I left from there at an early age and went to Alexandria. And stayed in Alexandria a couple of years and came back home and I got married. And been up here
I just lost power.
at the Delphin place ever since.
Okay. All right. So as a child, what time frame did you actually start fishing?
Well, I fished when I was a little girl because we lived right above Can River, below the dam down there when I was a child. And we'd go down there and catch brims.
You guys would eat the brim?
Of course.
All the time, right?
All the time.
Do you recall the first person that taught you how to tie the hook and bait the hook?
Well, my daddy did that because daddy was a fisherman and he was always catching. Well, he caught different kind of fish from what we would catch. But then when I started fishing, we didn't have hooks like you got now. We took stick pins and bent the stick pins and made hooks out of them.
So yeah, was the first fish you caught, was it a bluegill, was it brim, or do you remember?
Well, all I knew we called them a perch.
Perch.
At that time. They wasn't nothing but a sun perch.
Sun perch.
What it was.
And would it be like the whole family out there fishing with you, or
No.
no?
No. Might be maybe two of us, or maybe some just one. We could go down the bank. I guess our daddy trusts us not to get drowned. I was really afraid of the water, honestly. I didn't ever learn how to swim because I was always afraid of the water. But it didn't stop me from wanting to fish.
So, when did you start fishing for bass?
I didn't start fishing for bass until after my first husband died. And then we always had a dock. Our first one was over there. And I'd come down the bank, but I never would hardly fish. And then after that, for some reason, I started fishing for brims, and from brims I went to bass.
Was it just a
I
different
said
catch
that-
off the bass that was
and
just
I-
excitement?
Oh yeah, and I'd set trot lines, like right over the river, I'd set trot line. I caught a 42-pound buffalo on a trot line right here.
It's a big one. 42 pounds.
Yeah, that was a buffalo.
So when you first started catching a bass, was you using like a lure, or did you?
A lure.
Okay, lure. Do you recall what's your favorite lure to use?
Oh, I don't know what they call the thing.
That R5, I think that's the one that we used to
I
use.
just use them. I think they got one on that rod right over there. I think
it's the R5 was
it's
what
a
we
deep
used to.
diver.
Yeah,
It's a deep diver what I use.
the R5, I believe, is what we used to use all the time down here. So
The biggest bass I caught weighed 10 pounds.
10-pound bass.
Yeah,
How long was that fight?
not too long. Wasn't too bad.
Did you use a net to bring it up?
No,
No net.
no, I I just got him close and I leaned over and got him. I wouldn't pick him up because I didn't want him to break my line.
Yeah. Well, how excited was you?
I was very excited over that big bass. At first I thought it was a buffalo I had. And then when I got him to the shore, I realized he was a bass.
Do you recall what time of the day that was?
That bass was in the afternoon. But the big bass I catch them around 3 and 4 o'clock in the morning. 1 o'clock, I'll get out of my bed and go fishing around 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning.
That's awesome.
That's some of the best time to catch the real big bass. I love to come out here and catch the fish. I love to get in the boat. I've been fishing all along the riverbank over there, way up the river by the friendly place up there. Know all about up there.
Could you tell a little story about your best time, actually, some of your best experiences going out fishing? Was it by yourself or was it with your family?
Well, sometimes I get, my sister would go fishing, Aunt Rosa would go fishing with me. Sometimes Tony would go fishing with me. I'd catch fish and he couldn't catch none.
He probably wasn't holding his mouth right.
He said, that's because you're in the best spot. I said, well, you get where I am and let me get where you are. And he still couldn't catch any fish. I don't know what his problem was.
Yeah, I had that same thing with fishing with your brothers, Uncle Ben and my grandfather, Tiny, and they would always clean up, and I could never catch. Y'all fish with the same worm in the same hole, and they would be cleaning up. I just couldn't catch. And one time Kyle was out there, and Papa had just a hook, a gold hook, and he was just popping that hook off the water, and he was catching brim with that.
But Ben and Tiny say you got to have the right kind of cap on, and you got to hold your mouth right, and all that kind of junk.
So they always said that as long as they lived, was just hold your mouth.
But I really enjoy fishing, I do.
That's a beautiful thing. What would you talk about while you were catfish with your siblings? Just old times?
Well, we didn't do a lot of talking while we were fishing. Every once in a while, maybe we'd say something, but we didn't do a lot of talking.
That's more just focused on trying to get the fishing.
Uncle Newman told me he was coming from Washington and he wanted me to go fishing with him. Well, he didn't have no kind of equipment to go fishing with. He said, well, let's go for a boat ride. Because he wanted to talk to me about something that he didn't want nobody else to know about. And he figured if we were out on the can, nobody would hear our conversation.
Yeah.
And that's the time he told me about he had a daughter. And asked me not to tell nobody, and I didn't tell. That's the only thing I really regret, that I didn't tell my mother knew I had a daughter.
I think sometimes when you're out there fishing with people, they open up, deep secrets. And
sometimes it's just kind of nice to be by yourself, sitting under the tree and hoping a fish will bite. Right. You put your words on the side and you just kind of by yourself and you're enjoying the quietness.
That's what I enjoy the most about it too, is just put your worries to the side and just fish. Sometimes the Lord blesses you with a big one every once in a while.
After Ben died, and I took his boat, and everything was calm, and I was going over there to go fishing. And by the time I got over there, it looked like the weather came up, and I had the hardest time controlling that little short boat that Ben had. And I told him, I said, well, you don't have to be so mad because I use your boat. I said, if I get back to the shore, I assure you I'll never get in your boat again. I never got in that boat again either.
How windy was it that day? Pretty windy?
It wasn't wind at all when I left, but that wind came up and I couldn't hardly control that boat. And I told him he was mad because I was using his boat. And I would never use it again. I didn't get in it again either.
What could you say to the women out there? Now that we got technology, you can actually reach out to so many people. And what could you say to the women?
I can tell women they're missing out on a lot of things, a lot of enjoyment from not going on the river and catch a fish. You might not like it at the beginning, but once you get 1 or 2 fish and you kind of forget about all your other problems that you might have, and you start catching the fish and you forget about worrying about anything. So I think it's a beautiful thing. It's a good thing to go fishing.
Heals your body in a way, right?
Huh?
Heals your soul.
Oh yeah, you have peace within yourself when you're out on the river fishing. You don't have, well, sometimes you have somebody with you, but fishermen don't do a lot of talking. they just got their mind on fishing and the peace that they feel out on the river.
If you was able to have somebody that you could fish with that passed away or in the future that might come, or say a grandkid, who would that be that you would love to fish with?
Well, no particular one. I like for all the children that come to Cane River, come out on the dock and catch a fish, and see how happy the kids get when they can catch something. And that's a joy in itself.
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah.
So you caught a 10-pounder bass.
Oh yeah.
Not everybody could do that.
I done caught some big fish out of Cane River, especially the stripers. I done caught a lot of them, a lot of big ones.
A lot of big ones. All right here on Cane River Lake, correct?
But the big mouth bass, boy, when you catch one of them, it's a joy in those because you don't catch them too often.
Yeah.
But I'll get out my bed and come out here on the dock and catch 2 or 3 fish and go back, and I'm happy.
Fish just jumped right there.
Yeah.
Was there anything you would like to tell the people about life just in general, since you've been on this earth for a very long time?
Well, I think loving people is the most important thing that you can do on this earth, is to love people and be kind and generous with people. I see some people can get angry about a thing and stay angry for years, and it doesn't make a bit of sense. Nobody's missing out on anything but you.
Yeah.
So I guess that's what it is. Love is the best thing that could happen to anybody, is to have somebody who love you and you love them.
Did you learn that from your mom and dad?
Yes, I did. Mom and Daddy taught us how to pray. They taught us how to adore the Lord and be respectful to old people. We weren't allowed to join in adult conversation. And they didn't have to tell us to leave the room. All they had to do was just look at us. And they'd give us that look that say, you better go.
You already knew.
And we'd go. But Mom and Daddy always taught us how to respect everybody. And not making, go around making fun of people.
If I was to ever create a poll in a memory of you, I would like to call it the Mama Bell line. But what color rod would you recommend it being? Pink?
No.
No? What color?
No, I've never used a pink rod.
Would you like a pink rod?
A pink rod, I guess, would be about as good as any other rod. I just didn't ever think about the colors. All I thought about, I just have a little short rod. I guess it's about this long. Little short rod, and it's white. And it's, well, it was white, but it's kind of cream color now.
Put some use to it.
Yeah. But that's what I use to fish with.
It's awesome.
See, everybody else got their fancy line out here, and they can't catch what I catch in my little.
That's what I say. You don't need all that fancy stuff. You
No.
gotta learn how to catch them first.
The fish doesn't know it's fancy when you standing on the dock trying to catch one.
That was awesome.
So
I mean,
I really think it's good for the soul. It's good that you can be by yourself sometimes. Or even if you got somebody fishing, you don't actually talk when you're fishing. You're thinking about the fish you're trying to catch. You're not actually holding a conversation with anybody.
and then you just go home and clean them and eat them, huh?
And I went to Texas. I went fishing with my son in Texas, and I caught
the red snapper.
I caught one of those big snappers over there.
That was with Linwood,
He
correct?
weighed 40 pounds, and Linwood caught one weighed 42 pounds.
It's a big
He
snapper.
had a harder time bringing his fish in. Somebody to help him. Nobody to help me bring mine. I couldn't bring that fish in.
Do you recall what age you was then?
I must have been in my 60s, I guess.
And how old are you now?
93.
When was the last time you caught a bass?
Well, I haven't bass fished in a while. I don't know why I haven't been down here bass fishing.
Well, within the last year, you've caught some bass.
Oh yeah, I caught. I don't know how many bass I caught. Sometime I wish I had kept the amount of bass I caught. You know, make little notches. But I didn't think about doing that.
That's
I was
awesome.
trying to get all the bass, all my fishing pictures together, and just make a book.
Well, I got you on video now. I got a really good following. I got over 420,000 people viewing my videos all over the world. So
Oh my goodness.
I am gonna post this on that platform, and so you might encourage some more women to be like you, ain't Belle?
People, go out there, go fishing, enjoy yourself. When you come home, they're not a pleasure to clean, but you will clean them and you'll enjoy eating them. Because I didn't mind cleaning my fish. Some people don't like to clean fish, but I don't mind cleaning
Yeah, I
them.
don't mind cleaning them either.
So go out there and have a good time. Enjoy your life. Enjoy what God give you to enjoy.
Amen to that.
So that's about all I can tell you. You only live once. And like with this virus going on, everybody was worrying about me catching the virus. And I told them if I got to live like I'm dead, I might as well die and get it over with. But stay here if you can't do nothing. You know, I know you got to be careful and you got to be cautious, but you don't have to be crazy.
Ain't that the truth?
That's how I feel about it.
Well, Aunt Belle, I think that's a wrap. She's part of the 10-pound club. It's hard to do. This is the Sylvies family right here. And we on Can River Lake with Mama Belle, one of the best fisherwomen that I know in my life. And we love you guys. Stay blessed. God bless. And hold your mouth.
Yeah. God bless you.